The text message from Daniel lit up my phone screen at 2 a.m. Tiff, you might want to keep an eye on the financial news tomorrow. What goes around comes around. I stared at those words, remembering the exact moment my world shattered 3 years ago. The memory is still fresh, like a wound that refuses to heal properly. My name is Tiffany, and I was married to Lucas for 8 years before he decided to blow up our lives. It happened on a Tuesday evening of all days. I'd just finished a video call with a supplier for my online boutique when Lucas walked into our home office, looking like he'd aged 10 years in a single day. "We need to talk," he said, loosening his tie. Those 4 words made my stomach drop. I followed him to our living room, where the setting sun cast long shadows across our wedding photos. "What's wrong?" He paced, running his hands through his hair. "I don't know how to say this." "Just say it, Lucas. I'm in love with someone else." He stopped pacing, finally meeting my eyes. "With Luna?" The room started spinning. "Luna! My sister Luna!" "It just happened, Tiff. We didn't mean for it to—" I cut him off with a laugh that sounded more like a sob. "My little sister? Are you fucking kidding me? We've been seeing each other for 6 months, he continued, as if that somehow made it better. She understands me in a way. Don't. I held up my hand. Don't you dare try to justify this. My phone buzzed. A text from Luna. "I'm so sorry, can we talk?" "She's texting me right now, isn't she?" Lucas asked, stepping closer. I backed away. "Stay away from me. Both of you just stay away." "Tiff, please, we need to handle this like adults." "Like adults?" I grabbed the nearest thing, a crystal vase he'd given me for our anniversary, and hurled it at the wall. It shattered spectacularly. "Is that adult enough for you?" He flinched. "You're being hysterical." "Hysterical?" I laughed again, this time with real venom. "My husband and sister have been fucking behind my back for 6 months, and I'm being hysterical." My phone started ringing. Hannah, my best friend. I ignored it. "We didn't want to hurt you," Lucas said softly. "It just happened." "Things don't just happen, Lucas. You make choices. Both of you made choices." He sat heavily on our leather couch. "I'll move out tonight. Stay with Daniel for a while." "Your brother knows?" Lucas nodded slowly. "He doesn't approve. At least someone in this mess has a moral compass." I walked to our liquor cabinet and poured myself a generous glass of whiskey. "How long were you planning to wait before telling me?" "Luna wanted to tell you weeks ago." I was afraid." I took a long sip. "Afraid of what? Losing your comfortable life? Your reputation? Afraid of hurting you? Well, congratulations on failing spectacularly at that." My phone buzzed again. This time it was my mother. "Luna's crying her eyes out. What did you say to her?" I showed Lucas the message. "Looks like my sister's already playing victim." "Don't be like that. She's really torn up about this." "Get out." My voice was eerily calm now. "Get your things and get out." He stood up slowly. "Tiff. And tell Luna she can keep the Cartier bracelet I gave her for her birthday. Consider it a parting gift for destroying my marriage." Lucas packed a bag in silence while I sat in the kitchen drinking whiskey and ignoring the constant stream of messages on my phone. When he finally walked to the door, he paused. "I really am sorry," he said. "I never meant for any of this to happen. You know what the worst part is?" I looked him straight in the eye. "I actually believe you, but that makes it even worse because you're not even brave enough to own your decisions." After he left, I called Hannah. "I'm coming over," she said before I could speak, "and I'm bringing wine." "Bring the expensive stuff," I replied. "Apparently I'm about to be single again." "I know. Daniel called me." She paused. "He's furious with Lucas." "Good to know someone is." I finished my whiskey. "Did you know?" "God, no, I would have told you immediately," she sighed. "Want me to key Luna's car while I'm at it?" Despite everything, I smiled. "No, but ask me again tomorrow." After hanging up, I walked to our bedroom, my bedroom now, and started pulling Lucas's clothes from the closet. Each item joined a growing pile on the floor, and with each addition, I felt a little stronger. My phone buzzed one final time. Another message from Daniel. "I've got your back, Tiff. Always have, always will. I looked at the growing pile of Lucas's belongings and made a decision. Tomorrow I'd donate everything to Goodwill. Tonight I'd let myself break. But after that, I'd make damn sure that losing me was the biggest mistake of Lucas's life. 6 months after Lucas left, I was sitting in my newly rented office space surrounded by boxes of inventory when Hannah burst through the door waving a magazine. "Have you seen this?" she demanded, slapping the glossy publication on my desk. There they were, splashed across the society pages, Lucas and Luna at some charity gala, her hand possessively on his arm, both of them beaming at the camera. The headline read, "Securities firm heir and fashion entrepreneur make stunning couple at annual children's hospital benefit." Fashion entrepreneur? I scoffed. She has a Pinterest board and calls herself an influencer. Hannah perched on my desk. "You okay?" "Honestly?" I gestured at the boxes around us. "I'm too busy to care. The online orders have tripled since last month." "That's because your designs are amazing." Hannah picked up one of our signature blazers. "Speaking of which, Willie called me. He wants to meet with you." I stopped typing. Willie Wolfe was practically fashion royalty in our city. "What? Why?" "Because your stuff is good, dummy. Really good." She tossed the magazine in the trash. "He's hosting a dinner tonight. I already told him you'd come. Hannah, get dressed. We're going shopping." She pulled me from my chair. "And no arguing. You need this." 4 hours later, I was sitting across from Willie in one of the city's most exclusive restaurants, trying not to fidget with my wine glass. "So," Willie said, studying me over his reading glasses, "tell me about your vision." I took a deep breath. I believe in accessible luxury, clothes that make women feel powerful without bankrupting them. And how's that working out? "We're growing faster than I can handle," I admitted. "I need more space, more staff, more everything." Willie nodded slowly. "I saw your ex-sister-in-law wearing one of your designs last month. Didn't credit you, of course." "Of course not." I sipped my wine. "She probably forgot where she bought it." "Stole it, you mean?" His eyes twinkled. "Daniel told me what happened." I stiffened. "You know Daniel?" "I know everyone worth knowing in this city, dear." He leaned forward. "Including people who could help you scale your business properly." My heart started racing. "I'm listening." "I'm hosting a fashion show next month. I want your collection in it." I nearly choked on my wine. "What?" "Your designs are fresh, practical, and beautifully made. With the right backing, you could be huge." He pulled out a business card. "Come to my office tomorrow. We'll talk details." Later that night, I called Daniel. "Did you have something to do with this?" I demanded when he answered. "Hello to you too," he laughed. "And maybe I mentioned your name to Willie, but he already knew about you. Why are you helping me?" There was a long pause. "Because what they did was wrong. And because you deserve better." My phone beeped with another call. My mother. I ignored it. "She's still taking Luna's side?" Daniel asked. "When isn't she?" I sighed. "Apparently I'm being difficult by not attending family dinners anymore." "Screw that. Come to dinner with me instead. I'm meeting Willie and some investors tomorrow night." The next morning, I walked into Willie's office clutching my portfolio. His assistant led me to a conference room where Willie sat with 3 other people. "Ah, perfect timing," Willie said. "We were just discussing investment strategies." 4 hours later, I emerged with a business plan, financial backing, and a spot in next month's fashion show. My phone had 7 missed calls from Luna. I finally answered on the 8th ring. "What do you want, Luna?" "Mom says you're working with Willie Wolfe now." Her voice was tight. "How did that happen?" "Hard work. You should try it sometime." "That's not fair. I work hard." "At what? Posting Instagram stories about other people's designs?" "You're just jealous because Lucas and I are happy," she snapped. I laughed. "Honey, I'm successful. You're just dating my leftovers." There was a sharp intake of breath. "You're being cruel." "No, cruel is sleeping with your sister's husband. This is just business." I hung up and walked to the full-length mirror in my office. The woman staring back at me looked different from the one who'd thrown that crystal vase 6 months ago. Stronger, sharper. My phone buzzed with a text from Hannah. Saw the announcement about the fashion show, drinks tonight to celebrate. I smiled and typed back, can't. Business dinner with investors. Look at you all fancy now. Better not forget the little people when you're famous. Never. But I might conveniently forget to invite certain family members to my shows, Hannah replied with a string of laughing emojis. I looked at my reflection again and straightened my blazer, one of my own designs. In the glass, I could see the skyline of the city behind me, full of possibilities and promise. Watch me, I whispered to my reflection. Just watch me now. They want to manufacture in Bangladesh, Willie said, sliding the contract across his desk. The profit margins would be incredible. I stared at the numbers. He wasn't wrong. We'd make 3 times what we were currently earning. But something felt off. What about the working conditions? I asked. Willie shrugged. It's how the industry works, dear. Not my industry. I pushed the contract back. I built this brand on ethical production. I'm not changing that now. He smiled like he'd been expecting this response. Good girl. That was a test and you passed. A test? I needed to know if success would change your principles. He pulled out another contract. These manufacturers are in Portugal. Better working conditions, smaller margins, but still profitable. I was reading through the new contract when Hannah burst in. Turn on the news, she said, grabbing the remote from Willie's desk. The financial channel filled the massive screen on Willie's wall. Lucas was giving a press conference looking polished in one of his expensive suits. Our firm is proud to announce record profits this quarter, he was saying. We're expanding into emerging markets. Emerging markets? Willie scoffed. More like risky gambles. I turned to him. What do you mean? Your ex-husband is playing with fire. Daniel's been trying to warn him. My phone buzzed. Speak of the devil. Daniel? Are you watching this circus? He asked. Yeah, what's really going on? He's leveraged the firm to hell and back. Luna's encouraging him, saying they need to think big. I could hear the frustration in his voice. I tried to stop him, but he won't listen. After hanging up, I found Willie watching me carefully. Don't get distracted, he warned. Focus on your show next week. I am focused. I signed the Portugal contract. And I'm doubling our order. That evening, I was reviewing designs in my office when my mother showed up unannounced. You missed Sunday dinner again, she said, sitting down uninvited. I was working. You're always working. She picked up a sketch. Luna misses you. I snatched the sketch back. Funny how she didn't miss me when she was sleeping with my husband. Ex-husband, she corrected. And they're in love. When are you going to accept that and move on? I have moved on. This, I gestured around the office, is me moving on. By competing with your sister. I'm not competing with anyone. I'm building something real, not riding someone else's coattails. Luna says you're trying to sabotage her influencer career, I laughed. By doing what? Making clothes she copies? She has real talent. No, Mum. She has my old life, my old contacts, and apparently my old moral compass. I stood up. I have a meeting. Tiffany, please, she's your sister. Was my sister. Now she's just someone I used to know. After she left, I called Hannah. Want to hear something funny? I asked when she answered. Always. Apparently I'm sabotaging Luna's career by checks notes being successful. That's rich coming from Miss, I'll just post other people's designs and call myself creative. Mum thinks I should play nice. Your mum thinks the sun shines out of Luna's ass. Hannah paused. Speaking of Luna, have you seen her latest post? I pulled up Instagram. Luna had posted a photo of herself in one of my designs, a dress from the new collection that hadn't even launched yet. How did she get that sample? I demanded. Check the caption, Hannah said grimly. Under the photo, Luna had written, "Sneak peek of my upcoming collection. So excited to share my designs with you all." My hands were shaking as I dialed Willie. Someone leaked my designs, I said when he answered. I know. I'm already on it. His voice was steel. The sample's been traced. One of the new seamstresses was paid to steal it. Luna? Through a third party, but yes. Want me to handle it? I thought about my mother's plea for family harmony, about Luna's smug Instagram caption, about principles and karma and justice. Yes, I said. Handle it. An hour later, Luna's Instagram post was gone, replaced by a formal apology and retraction. The seamstress was fired, and I had learned a valuable lesson about trust. Willie called again that evening. "The show's been moved up," he said. "We're doing it in 3 days." "What? Why?" "Because strike while the iron's hot, dear. Your sister's little stunt just gave us free publicity. Let's use it." I looked at the wall of my office where I'd pinned my favourite design, a power suit that had started this whole journey. 3 days, I repeated. "Let's do it." "That's my girl." He paused. "Oh, and Tiffany, I've seated Luna and Lucas in the front row." "Why?" "Because success is the best revenge, and I want them to have an excellent view of yours." "The SEC is asking questions," Daniel said, sliding into the booth across from me at our usual coffee spot. "Lucas is in trouble." I stirred my latte absently. "How bad?" "Bad enough that he's drinking at noon." Daniel glanced around before lowering his voice. "He's been falsifying reports, Tiff, making the firm look more stable than it is." "And Luna?" "She's been pushing him to take bigger risks. They bought a new house last month, $7 million. I nearly choked on my coffee. $7 million. Money they don't have. He ran a hand through his hair. "I tried warning him again yesterday. He threw me out of his office." My phone buzzed with a notification. Luna had posted another Instagram story, this time criticizing unethical business practices in the fashion industry. A thinly veiled attack on my company. "She's getting desperate," Hannah said, joining us with her own coffee. "The fashion blogs are starting to question her credibility after the design theft scandal." Daniel leaned forward. "Speaking of scandals, you might want to watch your back. Lucas has been asking about your suppliers." "Let him ask." I showed them my phone displaying an email from Vogue. "They're featuring my collection next month." Hannah squealed and hugged me. "Finally, the big leagues!" "Willie's influence?" Daniel asked. "My designs, Willie's connections," I corrected. "There's a difference." My phone rang. My mother again. I declined the call. "Still not talking to her?" Hannah asked. "She sent me a 3-page text about how I'm destroying Luna's dreams." I rolled my eyes. "Apparently, my success is making Luna depressed." "Your success is making Luna face reality," Daniel muttered. Just then, a breaking news alert flashed across the cafe's TV screen. Lucas's firm was facing an investigation over financial irregularities. Daniel's phone immediately started ringing. "That's Lucas. I should take this." He stepped outside, leaving Hannah and me watching the news coverage. "You okay?" Hannah asked softly. "Honestly, I feel nothing." I watched Lucas's face on the screen, remembering when I used to know every expression, every gesture. "It's like watching a stranger's life implode." Hannah squeezed my hand. "That's progress." Daniel returned, looking grim. "He's panicking. Wants me to transfer some of my assets to help cover their positions." "Tell me you said no," I said. "Of course I said no. I'm not going down with that ship." He checked his watch. "I have to get back to the office. Just be careful, Tiff. They're both getting desperate." After he left, Hannah turned to me. "What do you think they'll do?" "Something stupid." I pulled out my laptop, which is why I'm calling my lawyer. That afternoon, I was in a meeting with Willie when my assistant rushed in. "Luna's outside," she said. "She's demanding to see you." Willie raised an eyebrow. "Want me to have security remove her?" "No." I stood up. "I'll handle this." Luna was pacing my reception area, looking expensively disheveled. "Finally! Do you know how long I've been waiting?" "Do you know how many appointments I have?" I countered. "What do you want?" "This vendetta needs to stop," she snapped. "Your success is built on destroying my reputation." "My success is built on talent and hard work. Your reputation was destroyed when you stole my designs. I made one mistake. You made several, starting with Lucas." She flinched. "That's different. We're in love." "Are you? Or are you in love with his money?" I stepped closer. "Money that's apparently disappearing fast." Her face paled. "You don't know anything." "I know the SEC is investigating. I know you bought a house you can't afford. And I know you're here because you're scared." "I'm here because you're my sister." she said, her voice breaking. Doesn't that mean anything? It meant everything. Until you proved it meant nothing to you. She grabbed my arm. Please, Tiffany, we need help. I carefully removed her hand. No, what you need is a reality check. And it looks like you're about to get one. You're enjoying this, aren't you? Her voice turned bitter. Watching us struggle while you succeed. I'm not enjoying anything. I'm just living my life. I walked to my office door. Something you should try doing without stealing from others. Mum was right, she spat. Success has made you cruel. No, Luna. Betrayal made me strong. There's a difference. I opened the door. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a business to run. After she left, Willie appeared in my doorway. Well handled. You heard? Every word. He smiled. You've come a long way from that woman who walked into my office a year ago. I looked out my window at the city skyline. I had good teachers. The best revenge is success, I finished. I know. No, he corrected. The best revenge is watching them realize what they lost. My phone buzzed with another news alert about Lucas's firm. From my window, I could see Luna's expensive car pulling away from the curb. Well, I said, looks like they're about to realize exactly that. The news broke on a Wednesday morning. I was in a design meeting when Hannah burst into the room, her face ashen. Turn on CNBC, she said, grabbing the remote. The headline scrolled across the bottom of the screen. Palmer Securities under federal investigation. CEO Lucas Palmer steps down amid fraud allegations. My phone immediately exploded with notifications. Daniel's message came first. It's worse than we thought. They're freezing all assets. Willie appeared in my doorway. Your office. Now. I followed him, leaving my stunned design team behind. Inside my office, he turned on multiple news channels simultaneously. Their house has been seized, Willie said, pointing to one screen showing footage of police cars outside Lucas and Luna's mansion. The feds moved fast. My mother called, then called again, and again. You should answer, Willie advised, before she shows up here. I picked up on the fourth call. Hello, Mom? Have you seen the news? She was crying. They're saying terrible things about Lucas. Luna's devastated. They're saying true things about Lucas, I corrected. There's a difference. They need help, Tiffany. They need family. Like I needed family when they betrayed me. She paused. That was different. No, Mom, it wasn't. I watched another news channel showing Lucas being escorted from his office. They made their choices. They're freezing Luna's accounts too. She has nothing. She has you, I said coldly. That's always been enough before. After hanging up, I found Hannah watching me carefully. You okay? She asked. I should be celebrating, I admitted. But I just feel empty. My phone buzzed again, an unknown number. I answered cautiously. Tiffany. It was Lucas. He sounded broken. Please don't hang up. What do you want? I messed up. Everything's gone. The house, the cars, our accounts. That tends to happen when you commit fraud. He made a sound between a laugh and a sob. I deserve that. But Luna doesn't. Please, she needs... Don't. My voice was ice. Don't you dare try to use my sister to manipulate me. She's sleeping in her car, Tiffany. All her cards are frozen. That's not my problem. You're really going to let your sister be homeless? My sister? I laughed bitterly. My sister died the day she decided to sleep with my husband. After hanging up, I found Willie still watching the news coverage. They'll come after your company next, he warned. Try to smear you in the press. Right on cue, my assistant rushed in. Luna's giving an interview on Channel 4. She's saying things. We turned up the volume. Luna, looking perfectly disheveled in designer clothes, was crying prettily for the cameras. My sister's company used predatory practices, she was saying. She deliberately tried to destroy my career out of jealousy. She couldn't stand seeing Lucas and me happy. Willie muted the TV. Want me to handle this? No. I picked up my phone. I'll do it myself. I dialed my PR team and put them on speaker. Release the documentation. All of it. The design theft evidence, my PR director asked. The cease and desist letters. Everything, including the security footage of her paying our seamstress to steal samples. Hannah gasped. You had footage? I always keep receipts. I turned to Willie. Can you call in that favor from the fashion blog network? He smiled wickedly. Already done. They're running the expose in an hour. By evening, Luna's interview had backfired spectacularly. The fashion blogs were running detailed timelines of her design theft attempts. Social media was flooded with side-by-side comparisons of my designs and her original pieces. Daniel called as I was leaving the office. Lucas is trying to claim ignorance of the fraud, he said, blaming his CFO. Will it work? No. I gave the feds everything I had, emails, meeting recordings, all of it. I stopped walking. You recorded him? Started the day he left you. I knew this would end badly. He paused. I just didn't know how badly. My phone buzzed with another text from my mother. Luna's here. She's hysterical. Please call me. I showed the message to Hannah, who had stayed late to support me. Don't you dare, she warned. I wasn't going to. I put my phone away. They made their bed. Speaking of beds, Hannah said carefully, she really is sleeping in her car. No, she isn't. She's at Mom's being consoled and coddled like always. As if to prove my point, another text from Mom arrived. She's sleeping in your old room, please, sweetheart. She needs her big sister. I deleted the message without responding. You know what the funny thing is? I said to Hannah as we left the office. A year ago, this would have destroyed me. Now? I looked at the city lights, at my company's name on the building, at everything I'd built from the ashes of their betrayal. Now it just feels like karma finally showed up to collect. The knock on my door came at midnight. I knew it was Luna before I even checked the security camera. Only she would have this kind of timing. She looked terrible. Designer clothes wrinkled, makeup smeared, holding a Louis Vuitton suitcase that had seen better days. Mom kicked me out, she said when I opened the door. I leaned against the doorframe. Why? Because I sold her jewelry to pay my lawyer. Her voice cracked. I didn't have a choice. There's always a choice, Luna. You just keep making bad ones. She pushed past me into my apartment. I have nowhere else to go. That sounds like a you problem, but I closed the door anyway. Why did you really come here? Because you're my sister. She collapsed onto my couch. Because you're the only one who always figured things out. Until you destroyed that too. I know, she started crying. I know I ruined everything, but I loved him, Tiffany. I really did. Where is he now? Staying with some college friend. She wiped her eyes. He won't return my calls. My phone buzzed. Hannah, you okay? Security called, said Luna showed up. I'm fine, I texted back, handling it. Luna was staring at my living room wall, covered in framed magazine covers featuring my designs. You really made it, didn't you? No thanks to you. I was jealous, she admitted quietly. You were always the successful one, the smart one. I just wanted, what, my life, my husband? To be like you. She met my eyes, but I couldn't build something of my own, so I took yours instead. Willie's call interrupted whatever I was about to say. Turn on the news, he said without preamble. They're arresting Lucas. Luna scrambled for the remote. There he was, being led out of his friend's house in handcuffs, looking nothing like the polished executive he'd once been. Oh God, Luna whispered. This is really happening. The FBI found offshore accounts, Willie continued. He was hiding millions. Luna's name is on some of them. I looked at my sister, suddenly understanding her presence. You knew. She shrank back. Tiffany, you knew about the accounts, and you came here because you think I'll protect you. Please, she begged. I didn't understand what he was doing. He just told me to sign things. Like you didn't understand what you were doing when you slept with my husband. My phone rang again. Daniel this time. The feds want to talk to Luna, he said when I answered. They're offering a deal if she cooperates. I put the phone on speaker. Tell her, Daniel, she's here. Luna listened as Daniel explained the deal. Immunity in exchange for testimony against Lucas. He'll hate me, she whispered. He already does, Daniel said bluntly. He's been telling everyone you were the mastermind. She crumpled, finally breaking completely. I never meant... I just wanted to be important, I finished. To be special, to have what I had. She nodded miserably. Call your lawyer, I said, surprising myself. Take the deal. You're helping me? She looked up, mascara streaking her cheeks. Why? Because unlike you, I actually understand what family means. I walked to my desk and wrote down a number. This is my lawyer's contact. He'll help coordinate with the feds. I don't deserve this. No, you don't. I handed her the paper. But maybe hitting rock bottom will finally teach you something about consequences. Willie called again. The press knows Luna's involved. They'll be at your building by morning. Already? I watched Luna making calls in my guest room. Your doorman tipped them off. Want me to handle it? I thought about my sister, about karma, about choices and consequences. No, I decided. Let them come. After hanging up, I found Luna standing in my doorway. The lawyers want to meet tomorrow, she said. I don't have anywhere to stay. The guest room is made up. I pointed down the hall. But Luna? Yes? This is temporary, and it comes with conditions. Anything. You'll tell the complete truth. About everything, the fraud, the design theft, all of it. She nodded slowly. And when this is over, you'll get a real job. No more influencer games, no more riding coattails. I don't know how to do anything else, she admitted. Then you'll learn, like I did, the hard way. My phone buzzed one final time. My mother. Is Luna with you? Please take care of her. I showed Luna the message. Funny how she never sent messages like this about me. I'm sorry, Luna whispered, for everything. I know. I headed to my room. But sorry doesn't fix things, Luna. Actions do. Will you ever forgive me? I paused at my door. Ask me again when you've earned it. The conference room felt too small for all the tension it contained. Lucas sat at one end of the table, his lawyer beside him. Luna sat at the other, looking anywhere but at him. I was there because both their lawyers thought I might help negotiate a settlement. This is a waste of time, Lucas snapped. She betrayed me. That's rich coming from you, Luna shot back. You told the FBI I masterminded everything. You pushed me to take those risks. And you pushed me to steal Tiffany's designs. Luna's voice cracked. We both did terrible things. I cleared my throat. If you're done with the blame game, can we focus on why we're here? Lucas's lawyer stepped in. My client is willing to take full responsibility for the financial fraud, provided Ms. Luna cooperates in returning certain assets. What assets? I asked. The offshore accounts, Luna's lawyer explained. Lucas claims they were set up without his knowledge. Lucas laughed bitterly. You knew exactly what you were doing. All those shopping sprees, the house, the cars. Where did you think the money came from? You told me the firm was doing well. Luna's mascara was starting to run. You said we deserved it. Enough. I stood up. You both knew what you were doing. You both chose to do it anyway. Now, deal with the consequences. My phone buzzed, a text from Willie. The press is outside. Handle this fast. Lucas noticed my phone. Already alerting the media. The media's been here, I said coldly. They're very interested in how the mighty have fallen. Luna started crying. I'll sign whatever you want. Just make this stop. It's too late for that, her lawyer said gently. But cooperation will help your case. Lucas stood suddenly. This is all your fault, Tiffany. If you hadn't been so successful, so perfect, Luna wouldn't have... Careful, I cut him off. Your prison sentence depends on what happens in this room. He deflated, sinking back into his chair. I lost everything. No, I corrected. You threw everything away. There's a difference. The lawyers exchanged documents while Luna continued crying and Lucas stared at the wall. My phone buzzed again. Hannah this time. How's it going? She texted. Like watching a car crash in slow motion, I replied. Want me to bring wine later? Bring the whole liquor store. Luna's voice pulled me back to the room. I'll tell them everything. she was saying. About the accounts, the fraud, all of it. Lucas's face hardened. Then I'll tell them about the design theft, the corporate espionage. Go ahead, I interrupted. I've already provided the FBI with all that evidence. They both stared at me. What evidence? Luna whispered. Everything. Security footage, bank transfers, all the documentation of your little schemes. I smiled without warmth. I learned to keep receipts. Lucas turned to his lawyer. Can we have the room? The lawyers looked at me. I nodded, and they filed out. Why are you really here, Tiffany? Lucas asked once we were alone. Because despite everything, I wanted to see if either of you had changed. I looked between them. Clearly, I was wrong. Luna reached for my hand. I pulled away. Please, she begged, tell me how to fix this. You can't fix it, but you can face it. I stood up. Take the deals, tell the truth, start over. Easy for you to say, Lucas muttered. You're on top of the world. I'm on top of the world because I built something real. I walked to the door. Try it sometime. As I opened the door, my mother was standing there. I heard about the meeting, she said. I came to support Luna. Of course you did. I stepped aside. She's all yours. Tiffany, wait. My mother grabbed my arm. Can't we just be a family again? I looked at Luna, still crying. At Lucas, defeated and angry. At my mother, desperately trying to fix what couldn't be fixed. We stopped being a family the day these two decided their happiness was worth more than mine. I gently removed her hand. Now we're just people who share DNA. You're being cruel, my mother said. No, I'm being honest. You should try it sometime. I walked out, leaving them with their lawyers and their consequences. In the lobby, Willie was waiting. Well, he asked, they're taking the deals. I pushed through the revolving doors into a sea of cameras and reporters. Any comment on your sister's involvement in the fraud? Someone shouted. How do you feel about your ex-husband's arrest? I stopped at the top of the steps, cameras flashing. The truth always comes out, I said clearly, and karma always collects. As the reporters erupted with more questions, I felt my phone buzz one final time. A message from Daniel. You did the right thing. Dinner tonight. I smiled, finally feeling lighter. Yes, I typed back. I think I've earned a celebration. The morning newspaper landed on my desk with a thud. Hannah pointed to the headline. Fashion Empire CEO Tiffany acquires rival brand in historic deal. Not bad for someone who started in a spare bedroom, she grinned. Have you seen the other headlines? Willie walked in, tablet in hand. Former Securities CEO Lucas sentenced to 15 years. They're calling it the fraud of the decade. I pushed both articles aside. Any word from Luna? She started her community service yesterday, Daniel said, joining us. Working at a women's shelter of all places. The irony wasn't lost on any of us. Your mother called my office again, Willie mentioned. She wants to discuss a family reconciliation. Still trying to fix what can't be fixed, I muttered. My assistant knocked and entered. Sorry to interrupt, but there's someone here to see you. Says she won't leave without talking to you. I expected my mother. Instead, Luna walked in wearing plain clothes and no makeup, a far cry from her influencer days. Can we talk? She asked quietly. Please. Hannah squeezed my shoulder as everyone filed out, leaving us alone. You look different, I said. The shelter doesn't allow designer clothes. She managed a small smile. Actually, they don't allow much of what I used to think was important. Why are you here? To give you this. She placed an envelope on my desk. It's everything I have left. The money from selling my clothes, jewelry, everything. It's not much, but... I opened the envelope. What's this for? Restitution. For the designs I stole. The damage I caused. She met my eyes. I know it doesn't fix anything, but it's a start. Keep it, I said, sliding the envelope back. Use it to build something real this time. I don't deserve your kindness. This isn't kindness, it's investment in your redemption. I leaned forward. Prove me right. My phone buzzed. A news alert about Lucas's sentencing. Luna saw it too. I visited him yesterday, she said. He still blames everyone but himself. And you? I blame myself. Every day. She twisted her hands together. The shelter director says that's actually progress. A knock at the door interrupted us. Willie again. Sorry, but the board is waiting for the acquisition meeting. Luna stood to leave. I should go anyway. My shift starts soon. Luna? I called as she reached the door. How's Mom taking all this? She's struggling. Still wants everything to go back to how it was. Luna paused. I told her it never can, that maybe it shouldn't. After she left, Willie studied me carefully. You okay? Actually, yes. I picked up the acquisition papers. Let's go make history. The boardroom was packed with executives and lawyers when we arrived. As I took my seat at the head of the table, Hannah slipped me a note. Karma's not just a bitch, she's the CEO. I smiled, then addressed the room. Let's talk about the future. Later that evening, I found Daniel waiting in my office. Heard about Luna's visit, he said. You're a better person than most. Not better, just clearer about what matters. I gathered my things. Dinner? Actually, I had something else in mind. He handed me an envelope. Open it. Inside was a deed to a small storefront, the same one I'd dreamed of owning when I first started my business. It came on the market yesterday, he explained. I thought maybe it could be your first flagship store. Daniel, you built an empire from nothing, Tiff, but everyone needs a reminder of where they started. My phone buzzed one last time. A message from Luna. The shelter needs business clothes for women returning to work. Any chance your company could help? I showed Daniel the message. What are you thinking? He asked. I'm thinking about karma, second chances, and the difference between revenge and justice. I typed back, send me the details. Let's build something good out of all this. Daniel smiled. Willie was right about you. About what? Success really is the best revenge. No, I corrected, looking around at everything I'd built, everything I'd become. Success isn't revenge at all. It's liberation. We walked out together, past the wall of magazine covers, past the awards and accolades, past all the symbols of what I'd achieved. But it was the small framed photo on my desk that caught my eye, the one of me in my spare bedroom, surrounded by fabric samples and dreams. Ready? Daniel asked. I picked up my bag, leaving the newspapers and their headlines behind. Ready. Because in the end, it wasn't about revenge or karma or even justice. It was about building something stronger than betrayal, something more powerful than hurt. It was about becoming someone who didn't need revenge anymore. And that, I realized, was the greatest victory of all.